What is up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of SacTown Movie Buffs. Once again, I'm Kier, and this is Jason. And today we are back reviewing a kind of newer film. We're actually going to be reviewing Promising Young Woman, which is actually a 2020 film that neither one of us had seen prior to that, though. But we're going to be reviewing that film. Obviously, it was nominated for some Oscars, including best actress. With Carey Mulligan. Or is her name Carey
Yeah.
Mulligan?
Mm-hmm.
Carey Mulligan. Sorry,
Yeah.
for some reason I had her first name wrong. But we'll be talking about that, and I say, without further ado, we get right into it. So I'll bring this in real quick. So, Promising Young Woman, and I'm going to have you take this one away, Jason. What is this about? This Oscar
It's
nominated.
kind of yes. It was nominated for quite a few actually. Best Picture, Best Screenplay, Best Director. Quite a few, and it's one that I wanted to see. But it's one of those, we've talked about this before. I wanted to see it, but I wasn't going to pay a $20 rental for it. I just wasn't, because I'd be watching it by myself. It wouldn't be, worth the money. Too much.
Did it win anything at the Oscars?
Yeah, it won best screenplay. I can't remember if it was original or adapted. I think original. But yeah, it won best screenplay, either original or adapted. I can't remember. But yeah, it's a little hard to describe without giving away kind of what makes it special. But I guess you could say it's a revenge movie. It's a revenge movie where you don't really have the complete picture of it for a while into the movie, which I think works to its advantage. Basically, Carey Mulligan, who's fantastic in this movie, she's always good, but this is like something I've never seen her do. Usually she plays nice people for the most part, where she doesn't really play this kind of character very often, but I think she pulls it off really well. She plays a woman who you don't really know too much about in the beginning. You know that she is still living at home. She's in her 30s probably, and for whatever reason, she goes out every weekend and pretends to be drunk, goes to a bar and pretends to be drunk, to just basically wait to see what happens. And every single time she does it, some guy comes over to, see, if she's all right, and ends up taking her home and basically attempting to sexually assault her, because they think she's drunk and she's compromised and she's easy or whatever. And then for a while, we don't really know what happens after that. Like you kind of, like, the scene always ends after that. You don't know, is she, she marks, a hash mark in a book. So you don't know, is she killing these men or what's going on exactly? And I'm not going to say, and I'm also not going to say her reasoning, the reason she does this, and her eventual, I guess it's a very long game of a revenge she's going after. And I don't want to go into any of that either, because the movie really takes pains to kind of dole out information slowly. You know what I mean? Like you find out a little bit more about her, a little bit more about her, a little bit more about her, and eventually you find out what she's doing and why. And a lot of that plot hinges upon when she meets a guy. I can't remember her name. I can't remember his name, but he's played by Bo Burnham, who's a comedian. At that point, it takes a turn, which I'm also not going to go too much into detail, because my main point in this review is you should watch this movie. I like this movie a whole lot. It's really, really well acted. It's really well made. It's got a lot of style. It's suspenseful. It's unpredictable. It's timely. It is, you never quite know where it's going. Even when you think you know where it's going, it surprises you. The music's good. The screenplay is good. Obviously, it won an Oscar. But I don't want to say too much about it, because I watched it. Generally, these days, I try to avoid trailers in general. And I've always heard people say my whole life, like, oh, you shouldn't watch the trailer, it gives away too much. But I would watch the trailer anyway. But lately, I find I really do like the movie, like the experience more, having not seen the trailer. So I don't know what's in the trailer for this movie, how much I would have been spoiled on before I watched it. But I watched this movie only knowing Carey Mulligan, revenge movie. and it was really quite an experience because I really didn't know what was going to happen or which direction it was going to go. Um, but I think Carey Mulligan's fantastic in here. I think it's the first feature-length film directed by Emerald Fennell, who is also known for Killing Eve, which I don't watch, and The Crown, which I don't watch, but I hear they're both good. Um, so, but ultimately, this is a really unusual, interesting, innovative revenge movie. And I hear, and of course, I'm not going to go into this, but the ending is divisive. I know people feel strongly one way or the other on the ending. It seems like personally, I thought it was a great ending. I didn't think it was going to be, but then it doubled back and ended satisfyingly, if you ask me. So I really enjoyed this movie. It was one of my favorites that was nominated for the Oscar. That's for sure. I'm glad I saw it before the Oscars because then it could upset my rankings a little bit. So, what did you think here?
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't think it was as good as you did, and to be honest with you, I didn't watch it thinking like this was like an Oscar nominated type film. I don't know. I just felt like it was a typical, well, not typical, but it was like it was a revenge film, and it's a film like you said. It's kind of hard to really pinpoint or pick out what I didn't like about it, um, because without going into spoilers, but I just felt like her motive was really kind of weak, in my opinion, to go through the lengths that you know she was going through and to do all the things she was doing. And then when I finally found out the reason why she was doing all this, and I don't know, it just seemed kind of like a really weak motive. And then the conclusion was really, in my opinion, a head scratcher. I don't know. I had some issues with the conclusion of it as well. So it didn't quite make sense, and or was that plausible that someone would go through all these lengths when they double back to explain all the stuff. That it was just far fetched. Like I didn't believe that could be possible. You know what I mean? So that someone would know how the ending events were going to turn out. You know what I mean? Because that's not how it was set out to be. So it was, I don't know. So I definitely had some issues with the ending that I would, if I could explain it, I would be able to pick it apart a little bit
Yeah,
better. But I'd have to give away too much in order to explain the issues I had with the ending. So the only thing I
yeah,
will say is that I found the ending to be a little far fetched and not that realistic to me. So that kind of, to me, it kind of downgraded the movie just based on that. It just, and her motive as well. I had issues with her motive and like just why you would put yourself in danger, by letting these strange guys take you home in order to, surprise them and like I'm not drunk. You know what I mean? Like that's not always necessarily gonna, stop a stranger that you brought home or you let take you home. So I don't know. So there's just a lot of things that didn't quite, and she had like a list of like like I don't know. There's all these marks. I mean, it was must have been like over 100 guys that she had done that with, and it's just like, why are you doing all that? You know what I mean? Like it didn't. I don't know. It just I don't understand what your purpose of that was. Just I think you would have proven your point by doing that with 5 guys. You know what I mean? Like that's your whole motive over her motivation for doing it. To me, just felt a little weak. To me, I don't know. So and like I said, I hate to downplay any type of potential sexual assault or anything of that nature. But without explaining too much, it's like you were kind of not, you're a step removed from all that, so why are you doing all that? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. So it's just kind of one of those films that was kind of a head scratcher for me. So I didn't hate it, but I had some issues with the logic in it for sure. So, and I was really surprised it was a Best Picture nominee. I can see actress, that makes sense because she is great in there, but Best Picture nominee, I was really, it was a real head scratcher for me. It didn't feel like it fit with any other category really. And like I said, I know we had this conversation about the Oscars, like how they should take different types of turns and different roles and things of that nature. But I don't know if this is kind of what I was thinking about. So I don't know. It was kind of a head scratcher that this was like a Best Picture nominee. I definitely didn't get that general sense of it was a Best Picture. Best performance, yes. I guess maybe screenplay, if you will, but best picture to me was a head scratcher. So just my overall.
yeah. I think and I don't want to get too far off into a tangent, but I think a lot of the reason it is because of how timely it is, like the Me Too movement and all that kind of stuff. I think
Yeah,
that's a lot of the
I'm sure
reason why
that's a
it's
part of it, and
there.
that's another reason that we talk
Yeah,
about the Oscars is how they get influenced by whatever's going on timely. And that's another reason I have some
yeah,
issues with the Oscars and award shows in general is that they're so easily
yeah, yeah.
twisted. So yeah,
I get it. I get it. So yeah, when I was watching it, I was like, this doesn't feel like a Best Picture nominee, but I can tell you, like, I liked it more than some of the more traditional Best Picture type movies in the category. You know what I mean? So I wasn't going to complain about it too much. But yeah, I think that's a lot of it. The politics of it, for good or ill. You know what I mean? Like
right.
I get, I think that is the reason, and I'll leave it at that. You know what I mean? I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, it's like I said, it's kind of a hard movie to really in a review setting to really pinpoint, the reasons, why I didn't love it as much maybe as you, um, without giving away too much about the movie. So it makes it kind of
Right.
tough. But like I said, I'll just leave it that I had issues with the conclusion. I was definitely in that camp that had issues with the conclusion. So. It
Yeah.
just there's like I said, it just didn't feel realistic or believable to me. So that kind of threw me off. And her motive throughout the whole movie just didn't feel realistic to me. I just couldn't see somebody going through that lengths to do all that stuff. I don't know. It just didn't feel that realistic to me that someone would do that or even put themselves in that type of situation on a every night basically type basis to me. So, but just my overall take.
Yeah. I can see what you're saying about the ending. I can. I do think I do disagree though about her motive and that how the backstory played into it. I thought that was plausible. I thought that was and dramatically satisfying, which is more important. But yeah, so I disagree with you on that, but I can totally see what you mean on the ending because I can see how it would go one way or the other with people for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, anything else you want to add about Promising Young Woman? All right. Well,
Nope.
let's get into the review. Overall grade and face you would give that one.
Well, I was gonna give it a 4 out of 5, which is kind of like my standard almost for. I really like this movie, but I didn't love this movie. But I really did love this movie. Like I could see myself watching it again right now. So I did bump it up to 4.5 out of 5, which is an A-, which is obviously even though it's a pretty grim, sad movie, it does have humor. It is funny. It's not like a complete drag. You know what I mean? Even though it's pretty dark subject matter, it does have some laughs in it. So the big smile was maybe not completely inappropriate.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I think I went with I think I'm going with a 3 out of 5 on this one. So like I said, I didn't hate it or anything like that. I didn't think it was anything that special personally. So, I didn't think that it was amazing. I thought her performance was good, but the film as a whole, I definitely had some issues with the logic and the plausibility of a lot of things in there. So for me, that kind of detracted me a little bit and definitely made me bump it down. So I went with 3 out of 5 and just going to give it my standard, just a smile with no teeth. So, like I said, it's not a terrible movie. It's not a bad movie or anything like that. I just don't think it's like a great movie in my opinion. So, and it's not one that I would personally revisit because it's not. There is some humor, but it's not that fun of a movie either. It's kind of a drab, like I said, it's more of the Me Too movement type movie where you watch it and okay, yeah, I get what they're going for with that, but for me, I wouldn't have a need to revisit it probably. So, just my take. So, but cool. Different structure for different folks. Let us know down in the comments. Have you seen Promising Young Woman? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Was it plausible? Try not to give away too many spoilers in the comments if you can, in case somebody is reading and hasn't seen it. But yeah, check it out. Let us know. Did you like it or not? So, as always, if you like the channel, we ask that you like, subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification, and we will be back again with another show for you guys again real soon. We thank you for watching and hope you have a great day. Bye.
Bye.